Pride and Glory is a 2008 American crime drama film that portrays a family's moral turmoil when Officer Ray uncovers a police corruption scandal involving his brother-in-law, Jimmy. The film grossed approximately $43.4 million. Directed by Gavin O'Connor and written by Gavin O'Connor and Joe Carnahan, it stars Edward Norton, Colin Farrell, Jon Voight, and Noah Emmerich, and runs for 130 minutes. The story begins with an interdepartmental charity game disrupted by a call about the murder of 4 officers during a mission. The dead officers were under the command of Sergeant Jimmy, who was married into a family of officers. His father-in-law, Francis, and brothers-in-law, Ray and Francis Jr., are all cops. Francis Sr. asks Ray to join the investigation to find the killer. As Ray investigates, Jimmy and his men scour the streets to find and kill the officers' murderers while retrieving their money. Jimmy and his men are corrupt, working with a drug dealer named Tizo. They set fire to the white cab that Ray is looking for, which was used by the killers to flee. Meanwhile, Tizo, recovering from his injuries, kills his doctor and flees. Jimmy's men visit a Latin bodega owner, Beppe, beat him for information on Tizo, and extort money from him. During a family Christmas gathering, it's revealed that Francis Sr. is an alcoholic and Francis Jr.'s wife is battling cancer. A Latin gang invades an apartment, prompting a police investigation. Ray speaks to a witness who reveals that Officer Sandy, working for Francis Jr., helped Tizo escape. Ray confronts his brother about the corrupt officer and a potential drug deal, but Francis Jr. denies knowing Sandy. Their father visits Ray, emphasizing the importance of family loyalty. Francis Jr. confronts Sandy, who admits he was sent by Jimmy to kill Tizo, take his money, and strike a deal with another dealer, Casado. Jimmy is visited by Casado, pressuring him to kill Tizo as agreed. Jimmy and his men go to Tizo's associate Coco's house, assaulting his family for information and threatening to burn his child with a hot iron, forcing Coco to divulge Tizo's whereabouts. Ray learns Tizo's location from an informant, but arrives just as Jimmy is torturing Tizo. Ray tries to intervene, but Jimmy kills Tizo using Ray's gun, implicating both in the murder. Francis Jr. visits Ray, asking him to cover up the murder to avoid prison since his wife is dying. Sandy contacts a journalist, exposing the corrupt officers as mercenaries dealing with drug traffickers, and then kills himself. The police try to distance themselves from the scandal. During an internal investigation, all officers testify. Jimmy attempts to blame Ray for Tizo's murder, but Ray denies it, causing a rift over family loyalty. A confrontation with Jimmy escalates into a shootout and chaos. Francis Jr. tries to quell the riot, while Ray captures Jimmy. They fight in a bar, resulting in Jimmy's death by the vengeful crowd. The film concludes with the family fractured, revealing the deep consequences of corruption and moral conflict.